So here we see a group of palms, single stem palm trees, and at first glance you might think they all look the same, but in fact there are two species here which at a glance can be easily confused, but let's just have a closer look and see. So look, those two taller ones, there's one on the left, one on the right. Right, let's have a look at the right hand one first. So if we go over here and have a look, you can see that the leaves are quite neatly set out, and the leaves kind of come out more or less, well, not exactly horizontally, but they sort of come out sideways from the growing point. And if we have a look down here, you can see the stem is very slim, and it's the same thickness all the way down, right? It doesn't get any fatter in the middle. You know, it's more or less the same thickness all the way down. And this is Archontophoenix alexandrae. Archontophoenix alexandrae. So, and one of the giveaways for this species are these leaf scars. Now, if you look at that, if you look up there, you can see that the leaf, right, it's a very huge long leaf, so it's fixed onto the trunk just below the growing point by a long green leaf shaft, right? That's called the leaf shaft. It's actually part of the leaf, and later we'll find one that's fallen off, and I'll show you what I mean. Anyway, it sort of grips onto the trunk of the tree at the base of the leaf shaft, and every time a leaf falls off, it leaves a scar, one of these horizontal scars on the trunk of the tree. And in Archontophoenix alexandrae, these, as you can see, these scars are very prominent, right? They're very obvious. Now, one thing that's interesting here is that we can see, if you look at the very base of the tree, look, there's quite a long distance between each leaf scar. And that means that the tree was growing quite fast. So it was putting on a lot of vertical growth between each leaf sprouting out, right? Now we can see the growing point must have been about there when this tree was planted. So when it was planted, it was about a meter, well, including the leaves, probably like 2.5 meters tall, but with maybe a 1 meter or a little bit more, about a 1 meter or 1.2 meter trunk. Now look what happened. As soon as the tree was lifted from the nursery and planted here, you can see that the distances between the leaf scars suddenly becomes very, very small. And what that shows is that it was moved from a very wet plant nursery where it was being watered regularly and looked after, and suddenly the roots were chopped off and it was brought here and planted here, and it took several years for it to recover. As we move up, you'll see that gradually the distances between the leaf scars increases because the tree finds, you know, it grows new roots and it settles in and finds its own speed of growing, and then from that point, you know, the leaf scars are more or less you know, kind of even distance all the way up. But it was, you know, even after that shock, right? Even after, so in the tree nursery, it was growing very, very quickly and had lots of water. Then it went through a shock. The growth slowed right down, and then it speeded up again, but not to the rate that you know, it's not growing at the same rate as it was in the plant nursery because nobody's watering it here, or occasionally it gets watered. Anyway, that's Archontophoenix alexandrae, and then I'm going to show you the other one in a minute.